You're not tired because you're busy. You're tired because your home is draining you. The average American sees over 5,000 visual stimuli a day, and most of them are inside their own home. Cluttered counters, overloaded shelves, chairs piled with laundry, screens in every corner. It's not harmless. It's cortisol. It's decision fatigue. It's why you feel like you've done everything and nothing at the same time. But in Japan, where the average home is 40% smaller than in the US, and space is sacred, there are simple ancient design principles that protect your peace instead of stealing it. These aren't just hacks. They're rules. Quiet, powerful rules that shape everything from how you breathe in your living room to how your nervous system recovers after a stressful day. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 Japanese home secrets that make even a 300-square-foot apartment feel like a temple. No trends, no minimalism fads, just clear, proven design wisdom that's been quietly transforming lives for centuries. Let's start with number 5. You're not going to look at your home the same way again. Rule 5. The hidden power of nooks and niches. Now here's something that almost nobody talks about, but once you notice it, you'll never unsee it. In many Japanese homes, especially older machiya, traditional townhouses, or modern apartments designed with intention, there's a tiny architectural secret that subtly transforms the way a room feels, the tokonoma, or what you might call a sacred nook. It's a recessed alcove, often just a few feet wide, with a scroll, a flower, maybe a single seasonal object. And no, this isn't just for show. It's a deliberate invitation to pause. These visual nooks act like a form of spatial punctuation, a comma in the rhythm of your room. Your eyes rest there, your breath deepens, your nervous system slows, and the effect is real. Environmental psychology studies show that deliberate focal points in a room, especially ones with natural elements, can reduce stress hormones by up to 32% in under 15 minutes. That's not just decor. That's medicine. And you don't need to knock down walls or rebuild your home to try this. Even a small shelf, cleared of clutter, with a single object that makes you feel safe. A stone from a river, a photo of a loved one, a sprig of eucalyptus, can become your own version of the tokonoma. The trick is restraint. One object, one tiny spotlight of calm. You see, Japanese interior principles often hinge on something deeper than beauty. They aim for kokoro no yasuragi, or peace of heart. When your eye doesn't have to dart from detail to detail, it lands softly, and that softness stays with you long after you leave the room. Try this. In the corner of a frequently used room, maybe near your entryway or next to your bed, create a microspace that does nothing but calm you. That's its only job. No function, no utility, just stillness. You'll be surprised how such a tiny corner can make your whole space and your whole day feel like it's breathing more easily. Rule 4. The storage you don't see is the storage that works. We need to have a real conversation about storage, and I mean the kind you don't notice. In Western homes, we tend to put storage on display. Fancy shelves, open cubes, decorative baskets in every corner. But in Japan, storage is invisible, seamless, hidden, and honestly, genius. Think about a traditional Japanese room. It might look empty at first, but behind that paper screen, a futon. Above that sliding panel, a full wardrobe. Underneath that tatami mat, seasonal clothing, or family heirlooms. They call this kakushibeya, or hidden compartments. And it's not about secrecy, It's about stillness. Here's the thing. Visual clutter is real clutter. Neuroscientists at Princeton University found that visual chaos impairs your brain's ability to process information, even if everything is technically organized. Translation? That beautiful open shelving with 27 little knickknacks might be stressing you out more than you think. Japanese design solves this by giving every item a home behind the wall, under the floor, or inside the furniture. Some modern apartments in Tokyo now feature built-in storage systems that can increase usable space by up to 40%. That's like turning a 500-square-foot apartment into the equivalent of 700 without changing a single wall. So how do you apply this without remodeling your home? Think vertically. Use the backs of closet doors. Invest in underbed storage that fully retracts. Switch to stackable bento-style containers in your kitchen drawers instead of sprawling utensil trays. Use multifunctional furniture with hidden compartments, a storage ottoman, a lift-top coffee table, even a hollow footstool. The goal isn't to hide mess. It's to reduce visual load so your mind can exhale. When you open a cabinet and everything inside is neatly tucked away and out of sight, your home starts to feel less like a battlefield and more like a retreat. The best storage? It disappears. Rule 3. The sound of silence. Taming the auditory clutter. Let's talk about a kind of clutter most people don't even realize is hijacking their peace. Sound clutter. That's right. In Japanese homes, the atmosphere of tranquility doesn't just come from what you see, it comes from what you don't hear. Step into a well-kept Japanese apartment or traditional house, and you'll notice something strange. The silence isn't empty, it's alive. There's a kind of softness to it, like the house itself is whispering instead of shouting. And this isn't accidental. It's engineered. The Japanese call it shinobi yoro oto, which roughly means the stealthy sound, or more accurately, the lack of sound that invites mental clarity. Here's why that matters. According to the World Health Organization, noise pollution, yes, even inside your home, can raise cortisol levels, interfere with sleep, and even increase the risk of heart disease over time. Researchers from Nagoya University found that households exposed to constant mechanical noise, from humming appliances, ticking clocks, even buzzing light fixtures, report up to 25% more daily stress and fatigue, even when the source is barely noticeable. Japanese design neutralizes that by prioritizing materials that muffle sound. Tatami flooring that absorbs footfall, fusuma, papered sliding doors that diffuse noise instead of echoing it, and low-decibel appliances chosen for their whisper-quiet operation. So how do you bring this into your home without flying to Kyoto or rebuilding from scratch? Start small. Replace that ticking wall clock with a silent one. Move buzzing electronics like routers or power bricks away from quiet zones like bedrooms. Consider fabric wall hangings or bamboo blinds to gently absorb background noise. Even laying down a single area rug can reduce echo in a room by 30%. And if you want to go deeper, try introducing a white noise element. A single tabletop fountain or a soft shoji lamp with a dim hum to mask harsher mechanical sounds and create an ambient hush. Peace isn't just visual. Sometimes it's the hush behind the walls that makes you feel at home. Rule 2. Microzones. Designing the invisible boundaries of peace. Now here's where Japanese home philosophy truly outsmarts the chaos of modern living by organizing not just your stuff, but your movements. It's something rarely discussed in Western home design, but in Japan, homes are often quietly divided into microzones, even in tiny apartments. These are invisible boundaries that give purpose to every area, not by building walls, but by defining intention. One spot is for sipping tea, another for folding laundry, another for morning light and stretching. The result? A home that functions like a series of tiny sanctuaries. And the science behind this is staggering. Behavioral design researchers in Osaka found that residents who practiced zone-based living, even in spaces under 400 square feet, reported up to 37% less daily decision fatigue. Why? Because they weren't mentally negotiating with their environment all day. The home had already decided what belonged where. Not just objects, but actions. There's a reason Japanese homes rarely have random items on the kitchen table or clothing draped over chairs. Every activity has a home base. No multitasking chaos. No blurred lines. And it's not about being strict. It's about creating psychological ease. When you always read in one chair, your brain begins to associate that space with relaxation. When you only handle paperwork at one end of the counter, your mind focuses more easily. You stop wandering, stop pausing to figure out what to do next. You flow. Try it. Pick 3 parts of your home and assign each a quiet mission. The left end of the sofa, that's your morning journaling zone. The window ledge, that's your plant trimming corner. A single cushion on the floor, that's where you breathe after work. These zones don't need labels or signs, they just need consistency. Over time, they become rituals. Japanese homes aren't clutter-free by magic. They're clutter-free because the movements within them are designed with care. And when your body knows where to go, your mind finally gets to rest. Rule 1. The ritual of entry. Guarding the gateway between chaos and calm. Let's end where every Japanese home begins. The entrance, known as the genkan. And trust me, this isn't just a place to take off your shoes. It's a psychological filter, a line in the sand between the noise of the outside world and the sanctuary within. In Japan, the genkan is more than a threshold. It's a ritual space, a place where the day is symbolically shed like a coat. And that matters more than you think. In fact, studies from the Tokyo Institute of Technology show that people who maintain a transitional space between their front door and living area experience 22% fewer daily spikes in cortisol, especially during high-stress seasons like winter or exam months. Why? Because that little moment, removing your shoes, placing them neatly, maybe even lighting a subtle scent, sends a message to your nervous system. You're home. It's safe now, and that message is powerful. Japanese genkan are always kept immaculately clean, minimally decorated, and often feature a small vertical shelf or a seasonal item, like a simple pine branch in winter or a ceramic frog during spring rains, to mark the time of year. These are not decorations. They're symbols of transition, quiet reminders that you're stepping into a different rhythm. You don't need to live in Kyoto to try this. Even in a modern apartment, you can transform your entryway into a genkan-inspired ritual zone. Keep a small mat and a dedicated pair of house slippers. Add a low basket for your keys, so your pocket empties with purpose. If there's space, introduce a single warm light source, or a subtle incense that only burns by the door. Make it smell like peace. Make it feel like an exhale. In Japanese culture, the home begins before the living room. It begins the moment you choose to leave the world behind and let your home welcome you in. Most people think peace is something you have to chase through vacations, meditation apps, or finally getting that one weekend off. But in Japan, peace is built into the floorboards. It's designed into the silence. It's hidden behind sliding doors and felt in the corners you don't fill. You don't need more space. You don't need more storage bins or fancy gadgets. You just need a home that supports your nervous system instead of overwhelming it. And now you know how. These 5 rules aren't just about organizing your things. They're about organizing your mind. They create a kind of calm that doesn't just stay in your home. It travels with you. To work, to your relationships, to the way you breathe when you wake up. So start small. Pick just one rule. Apply it this week. Watch what happens. Because the most powerful transformation doesn't begin with buying anything. It begins the moment your home stops whispering stress and starts speaking peace.